3.5 minutes to get there, so it feels like it should be doable. And that's going to be big from Astro to be able to clean things up shortly. That buys enough space. Oh, win for the pin on the Ramantra. Not going to be successful in that regard.
Into off the map, right? But Disney Connor's on the getting the headshots on that Tracer. There goes the Zenyatta, and it looks like Rich Cyber are just walking in line. On top of that will be the kicker to this ball composition, and just like that, the numbers are in the favor of Hempfield.
He was so close to getting out of there too. That's a big blizzard coming in from Funsize, able to freeze about 4 out of 5 teammates.
They don't, and they're gonna have to go up against Dave's continuing rush. Physics finds a way to get out, charges towards the mini pack, but that pummel does in fact go through that big old shield of the Reinhardt. So as you can see, it's very easy.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon Ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area and the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
In the meantime, JoJo, both supports down for Westmont, Hilltop, and Penn Manor just doesn't miss a beat in this. I mean, talk about a team playing almost flawlessly here together. As we congratulate them with a big GG's. It was a hard-fought day by Central Buck South and Westmont Hilltop as they put on one heck of a show for us. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner, and Penn Manor closes it out in dominating fashion.
Aggression. We're going to be seeing the fight coming out from the Venture. There's going to be the wall coming on from the Baptiste, but Leaf versus Bull going to be able to find a double kill with the ultimate, make it a quadra, make it a penta. But you can't call them losers just yet. We see the overclock getting popped. Artie finds one, continuing their domination. Oh my god, Q! Artie unable to be stopped, dominating the battlefield.
South, but they have now regained it by taking out the Cassidy. The anti-nade falls onto the Bastion, and with that being said, it is just a matter of cleaning up the front and back line.
Zamir, just dive forward.
Auto Blasts get used alongside the Death Blossom. I mean, that is just a free entryway for Wrong Long.
2 HP, now 0. And slamming the back, walking out of spawn. Home Center simply not allowed to breathe.
This is disrespectful. The tank is the one doing the you can see like DPS players doing this sometimes if they're on a tracer. One gets found, two gets found. Both DPS are down for the count.
Welcome everybody back to another PIEA stream. Today we are here with Twin Valley High School versus Mohawk High School for the TEC League. My name is Aquaniman. I'm joined by
Cherry J. Yeah, we are here ready once more for an epic best of 3 within the PIEA fall season. It is getting towards that wraps up time as we are week 4 in the season. Certainly has been a journey. Both teams have been able to make a stride through for sure. We look towards Albert Gallatin as the higher seed for sure. The contenders looking to be able to reach that summit. However, Spring Grove on the other end, after a dominant last year, seems as if they may have fallen off of their pedestal a little bit, as this current Division 1 team only reigns at 0-3. Looking to find a single win within the season. This is their chance to get it. Obviously, they've played against the best of the best, the toughest of the tough. So we'll see whether or not that will kind of prove true, that they are kind of on that weaker foot after a dominant year number 1 before this, or whether or not they are just kind of getting their stuff together, and they will be able to clinch a spot in playoff.
I'm excited to see how this game goes. I did make a little bit of a mistake. Twin Valley is going to be the second game. Looks like our first game is what Sherry just mentioned as we load into Lijiang Tower. One of my favorite maps in Overwatch, I'm not going to lie. How do you feel about this one, Sherry?
It certainly is that tried and true. Lots of teams do opt in for it. It shows the brawl potential, as certainly it's a map that you are going to be looking for those close range corridors to be the barracks of your team's rifles, weapons, everything in between. That's where you're going to be holding the arsenal, and we are going to be seeing both teams kind of locking in that very aggressive composition with the only thing that kind of proves to me to be a little bit of a question mark is going to be that kind of support line over on the side of Albert Gallatin. Obviously, in a true game, it certainly does provide a lot of value playing that poke meta. However, when you have Spring Grove who's going to be running at you as fast as possible, it kind of begs the question, will this be able to find impact? And if so, how does that going to kind of forefront the rest of this game?
Most definitely. As we see, we're making our way onto point at the moment. Some shots going in here and there. A lot of matrixes in the area as well. People trying to dive, see if they can get a quick little mistake out from the enemy team. Bomb goes in, makes the Reaper go half health, and there's a push in from the Brig going down immediately to Neon Rhino, and that's going to be a push up coming in from Albert Gallatin as John Liz teleports in the back line, tries to take out the enemy team from behind, gets turned around on, but not enough. It was able to get out in time. Dark Wolf on the venture. Couple shots over on this Bastion and Lucio, forcing them way back. This is Queen also in the face of the Diva. She's not stepping back the way in which Albert Gallatin wanted to. And it seems like that's not going to be the case either, as we have the Diva going down and John Liz taking out the Lucio. However, Gensoki's there to trade back with a couple kills, as well as Easy Scheme. And that's going to be the map point, or the point, excuse me, going to Spring Grove, or at least staying with Spring Grove.
They start off well with this double DPS on the hit scan, double main supports as well, providing impact, and that will also be tweaked to get instantly staggered out.
Some more setup coming in. There's going to be an early venture, a couple shots coming in. There's going to be a knife coming in from the Junker Queen, see if we can get someone off the map. One of my favorite things to do as a tank. But no one's going to be able to get hit by that. Looks like they're just edge guarding this little edge, see if they can knock someone off the map. And there's going to be the form coming in from Bastion. Omni's Carrot able to pick up one, seeing if they can get the other one. Not able to do so, but they do have the ultimate online, so we might be seeing that. Easy Scheme taking out one. Omni's Carrot picking up another, and Inferior with that kill. That's going to be the fight going to Spring Grove again, just showing a very dominant performance and running over Albert Gallatin right now.
Certainly looks as if Albert Gallatin having a big contention. Sorry. With a big ultimate lead, Spring Grove going to look to leverage that as the artillery fire gets activated. Obviously, with the Reinhardt shield, there is going to be the tech, and it seems as if they know it. Putting that shield upwards allows you to be able to neutralize all the impact coming your way, as well as mitigating that damage. It also gives you that kind of early entry, but it will be Fish Sticks find the first. John down. There's the third, fourth, both supports off the board as Spring Grove finds a massive cleanup.
Oh man, that was just one steamroll after, not one steamroll, excuse me, like one big pillar after another just coming over towards Albert Gallatin, as you know, Spring Grove was able to just secure that point and keep it and just show a dominant presence in every single corner that Albert Gallatin was peeking in. That was just great to see, to be honest. And you know, I'm excited to see how Albert Gallatin responds back in this next round.
Gallatin needing to make the comeback. Obviously, that point did not go their way. Not going to change up the comp too much. Moving over, the Arista is going to be the new tank to make their mark. So certainly a decent matchup into the opposing Junker Queen. Got a lot of ways to be able to kind of dance around the opposing Jaggering Axe, as well as that you can kind of be able to slow down the pace with the commanding shout, as a good javelin spear can really just put the brakes down, but they will swap off the Arista, make their way on to the Ramatra. So certainly going to provide value in the kind of white room towards the side, if that does seem to be something those teams will opt in for. Seems that the answer is going to be no, as we will look towards Wiggly Monkey finding the first, Omniscient Carrot taking another. There's a double from both, as that will leave Albert Gallatin in the dust.
And unfortunately, Fistics couldn't do much to stay alive there. That was really, really... One thing about Ramatra's survivability is that once you press shift, it all kind of just goes out the window when you're on your own, you know? one of the things that Ramatra needs, in my opinion, is just like someone there to just have his back during those moments. But unfortunately, no one was there at the time for Albert Gallatin.
Spring Grove. Lots of percentage building up, looking like this team is finding their groove within the fall season, as they are going to be staggering out Dark Wolf on the right. The communications from this roster unrivaled, as they all instantly make a turn. There's going to be the axe coming out, going aggressive. Transcendence in play, tweaked down. Will be John to follow through. Fish sticks off the board, and that's Neon Rhino to be closed out.
That entire fight was just a W key from Spring Grove. No one stopped. I mean, you saw the Bastion hopping in the front line as well. That was just just trying to run them over for the entirety of it. And it's crazy to see how it goes. Omniscient and Karen is able to pick up one. That's a support going down as John Liz teleports in, is going to get picked up by the Lucio as a barrage of fire is going to the spawn room of Albert Gallatin. There's little they can do. The javelin spins there to go ahead and stop some of those projectiles, but there's not enough since there's so many more projectiles coming their way. They got to find something to go ahead and stop this from happening.
Spring Grove keeping a lot of tension throughout this map, as they've been looking like a team to be able to find titles, and they're doing it right now with the commanding shout, looking to re-entry.
When the Rampage goes ahead and comes out, as we see Wiggly Monkey going in for the kills, not able to find, only able to find one though on Neon Rhino, but Omnish, Karen, and Easy Team are there to clean up the rest of the team fight. It's just an Orisa on point that's already low health against 4 other people. There they fall. 89% goes to Spring Grove as it keeps counting up, and 0 still remains on Albert Gallatin. Beat is gonna go ahead and get ignited there, as Dark Wolf is gonna fall to Omnish Carrot, and that's going to be some more pushing up from Spring Grove as they go ahead and capture the point and give us a quick map 1.
No pushback as Spring Grove takes a dominant stance within the PIEA Week 4 with a crazy good start to the season. You really beg the question, how much more will they be able to show throughout the rest of the series? Because the answer seems to be a lot. It's Albert Gallatin just having very little to contest with.
Most definitely. And from the looks of it on paper, their composition was really good. I mean, it was like more so just like a textbook brawl comp. You got great brawl supports, great brawl DPS, and a brawl tank that's like Queen or Ramatra or even Reinhardt that's just really good. But it just seems like it just didn't really work in their favor this time around. What do you think was the biggest drawback from their game plan?
Certainly look towards the support line not being able to find a lot of impact with the Discord Orb as well as the Pylon. I look towards those two as kind of the pillars that they need to play behind.
Most definitely. They're definitely the pillars of the roles. I think that supports are very important, but I'm biased as a tank player because I like getting healed. So it's just one of those things. That was great from Spring Grove. I mean, what do you think is like the biggest thing that like just like kept them in that spot?
The hit scans weren't getting punished. They would overextend and find value, and it seemed as if Albert Gallatin just didn't have an answer each and every time. The repetition continued throughout this series as we do look towards both these teams. Not really the kind of contenders for the championship, but certainly teams that will look to make their way there throughout the rest of the year, as neither one currently are going to be making that playoff spot. This game was very important, however, for Albert Gallatin, as they're currently standing in at 1 and 2, 5th place within the standings. So going down here kind of relinquishes most options to be able to find that Division 1 playoff spot. Spring Grove in an even worse situation, however, as they are currently standing at 0 and 3. However, I mean, it kind of just begs the question when you look towards the Spring Grove team, right? Like, they're playing in the Colonel division of the Overwatch Division 1. It is so difficult in this division to be able to find a playoff spot. You have Central Buck South High School, Garnet Valley High School, Penn Manor High School, all in a single division. 3 of the probably top 4 teams in this league, maybe even 3 out of the top 3 best teams. I'm not entirely sure how much Carlisle has been showing us so far. McDowell has been showing us so far in the opposite division, but certainly like these 3 are really just kind of time and time again being those those teams you look towards to be able to make that state championship, teams that are going to be able to find impact. So for Spring Grove, they have a massive hurdle ahead of them if they want to be able to find a playoff spot, let alone make it to that championship. So certainly something that I kind of look towards. What they're showing now might not be enough. If they can adapt, if they can get like a little bit better, then yeah, for sure they have that opportunity to be able to do it. However, the competition just gets so steep that it really does become a bit of a hindrance to have any kind of difficulties coming your way.
I couldn't have said it better, to be honest, as we're going to go ahead and get to the second map of this series. Going to a flashpoint map, and it seems like we're on New Junkertown.
A certainly good map, as Spring Grove will be picking up a certainly interesting composition, as the Wrecking Ball will be adapted in, as well as putting Eskeem on the Tracer. So really adopting this dive-esque composition that should be able to find value. On the opposite side, Albert Gallatin electing to run a similar composition as what we just saw. I like the swap over towards the Freya. I think that certainly is one of the more overpowered DPS in the game of Overwatch as of currently. However, the dive prominence might possibly give them a little bit of a crunch position to have to play out of.
Listen, let's hope that Easy Scheme's Nerf guns are not going to be Nerf guns in this game, actually, as they go ahead and take a couple shots over towards the enemy team right behind the Queen, though. No one's really checking them, and that might be a big issue as the ball is going to go ahead and go in. Looks like we might get a follow-up as well, but no. It's going to be Fish Sticks picking up 2. And John Liz picking up 1 more, going to get traded out by Easy Keem, though. Still a Tracer on the point. They have to go ahead and deal with them, but they're a little too fast. Seems like they're going to go ahead and get that point captured, though, as Tracer's going to fall back out of recalls and out of blinks. Point's going to go ahead and go over towards Albert Gallatin for the first fight.
Finally, it seems as if Albert Gallatin has been able to reinvent themselves, pushing in with this point, instantly trading out their Junkrat for the opposing Wrecking Ball, taking out the tank as the first member. Certainly not the most optimal strategy. However, if you're able to make it done, it does leave you with a lot of advantages. However, a Wiggly Monkey coming back into the fray, finding 1, Omniscient Carrot taking doubles, and that's gonna be the cleanup instantaneous from Spring Grove.
As Queen tries their darndest, to stay alive in this point. So, and then they fall, and that's going to be the map or the point flip going to Spring Grove, who showed just a very strong team fight in that last one. I was quite impressed about how fast it went.
We are going to be looking towards the Junkrat from Albert Gallatin to be able to find impact, as the trip on the trap could be a big impactful piece of utility in order to being able to shut down Wiggly Monkey, as well as that swapping Dark Wolf over towards Cassidy, able to get the magnetic grenade in hand, could be very impactful. However, Fish Sticks able to find the first. There's the Rampage activated. Cleanse comes out, able to find a little bit of value. However, we look towards the Junkrat, instantly getting capitalized upon. Everyone starts running at them. Wiggly Monkey going to be taking the bulk of the damage, but they still keep the point in hand. Discord Orb comes out, looking to make something happen, but the Minefield not able to connect with the Cassidy, but it does connect with both supports.
A great headshot over on the Kiriko, though. Still a ball on the point. You do have that flashbang to go and stop that movement. Didn't even need it, though, as the Fan the Hammer is going to go ahead and do the job. Wu Yang up against a Queen, and the cast is not going to be good, but Omnish Carrot is able to pick up 2 on the point. Great shots from the Sojourn, and they're looking to get 1 more in the Junkrat. John Liz over in that little cubby, and the point's going to go ahead and get captured by Spring Grove. Looks like they have to go and rotate out anyway. That was such a great clutch moment from Omnish Carrot.
Unfortunate change of circumstances as Spring Grove now left on the back, or on the front foot, as Albert Gallatin, despite having the advantage for the majority of that point, it certainly did not leave that way, as there's going to be some CC coming on out. Omniscient Carrot looking to get some damage. Eskeem able to find the first. Dark Wolf down, going to look for more, as it is going to be the overclock online, but whether or not they invested heavily to be debated. Transcendence active, looking to get a little bit of sustainability. John, without the tires, it will be shut down, neutralized. That's going to leave Spring Grove in a bit of a good situation, taking down the ult and investing their own, but Fish Stick still finding the first, traded out. Both supports are down to 1. There's still going to be a little bit of impact found. John almost off the board, going to be secured. Easy Scheme taking 2 of their own, and that's Albert Gallatin to take the point, but instantly getting pushed the other way.
And I remember you mentioned that Freya is one of the broken heroes right now in terms of the DPS line. I also want to give that to Sojourn as well. I mean, her ability to just pump out damage in a moment's notice is insane, and we're seeing that right now with Omnish Carrot. If your DPS player doesn't miss, a Sojourn is very, very dangerous.
This is certainly a light way to put it, as with that hit scan potential, you become a real sniper. Wiggly Monkey finding a double.
Not able to get out in time though, but Easy Scheme's there to clean up the rest of the crew, and that is going to be the team fight 1 for Spring Grove as they hold on to the point, 15 to 50%. Albert Gallatin need to find something and find something quick. We see an honor swap coming in. We do have 3 ultimates online as well, a High Noon, a Rampage, as well as a Rally. We'll see how they use these in the coming fights.
Gallatin
Easy Scheme
putting up a performance that is notable. You got to give him credit. They're able to find value. However, the good hook comes on out. Fish sticks, forcing out the recall. Going to be the hindrance as well coming on in after the flash bang. Omniscient Carrot finding another. Going to be a double for the Carrot themselves. Fish sticks gets burned to a crisp as Inferior able to pick up the final kill onto the opposing tank, shutting down the overtime, putting them on not just map, but series point as well.
Goodness gracious. And it was unfortunate timing for the rest of the ultimates to come out. You know, we had the rally in, but like it was a little too late, as well as just the picks from Omnish Carrot were just very, very, very convenient for the team of Spring Grove. There is the Rampage though. It's going to get cleansed out over on the ball. However, they're going to be able to take out the Tracer. Omnish Carrot's going to take out John Liz, though, and the Sleep is going to go ahead and go on the ball, but they wake up immediately. Fish Six able to pick up Inferior as Dark Wolf's going to go ahead and fall to Omniscient Carrot. And the point looks like it's going to go ahead and get unlocked, and so far we have 1 person with Spring Grove on it, as the rest of Albert Gallatin try to flood it.
Drops. Now with no sustainability, Spring Grove going to be dropping another team fight, and honestly, these past couple of fights have been all up to Omniscient Carrot, who really just has been an absurdly strong player in terms of their firepower. They keep on going back on into the fray. John Liz down, trying to get a flank angle going, but Omniscient Carrot just instantly neutralizes it.
We see some more shots coming in from Omnish Carrot, able to find any person that might be flanking. Wiggly Monkey able to take out Tweeko. That is going to be a big pick for Spring Grove. The High Noon is going to go to get ignited as Omnish Carrot falls. This could be something big for Spring Grove. Or no, excuse me, for Albert Gallatin. However, Easy Scheme's there to trade that one out. It's going to be a 4v4 situation right now towards the point. 60% time is ticking. Clock is going up. John Liz going to go ahead and go for the concussive blast up. Try to get that Carrot kill. Couple shots going in. The TP is going to go ahead and get ignited, though. And the cleanse as well getting out in time. And there's the Rampage coming in. Inferior already used cleanse. Is going to go ahead and looks like they might die to the Rampage, but no, just in time. They ran out of the anti-heal and got that healing in. There is the ult on the Wu Yang for the ball, and it's still gonna go and get a couple people. John Liz is able to pick up Gentoki, as Fish Six is able to pick up Easy Scheme, and Omnish Carrot is gonna go on a rampage of their own, picking out 2 with the overclock, 3 with the overclock. Let's see if they can find any more. There's the Queen, and it's done. Omnish Carrot taking the cake for the game.
A 3-0 game goes the favor of Spring Grove to be able to make their mark, finally finding a win within the 2025-2026 school year fall season in the PIEA. Certainly a team that has been able to prove themselves within past iterations of this roster. However, finally putting up those signs of life that we look towards. Albert Gallatin, unfortunately, going to be marked down, going to be a little bit of a hindrance on their record within the year, but certainly something they can come back from, certainly something that they should be able to come back from, because we know the resilience, the grit that this team does display. So certainly something that I look towards as a big, just kind of learning experience for them. You know, you didn't win, sure, but you're going to be able to review this game, find what went wrong, and come back better, stronger, and with even more firepower.
Most definitely. That's the one thing I love about esports, is just reviewing the game and figuring out what went wrong and what went right, and using that to go ahead and just propel you forward for the rest of the season. That's something that I just really enjoy about these games. But I also really enjoy that people can have the ability to celebrate themselves and their victories and their just great play all around. That's just something that is beautiful to me, and it's something that I'm passionate about, and I love it, and I love esports, and I love everything about it. So this is great to see. And I'm excited to see the rest of the games today. Spring Grove, with a great dominant performance there, especially with Omniscient on the Sojourn on that second map. Wow, what a performance. What do you say, Jerry?
Well, we are going to head to a quick little break. Before game number 2, we make our way over to the Twin Valley School District, facing off in their opposition. So we'll see whether or not they are going to be able to find that win, or whether or not Mohawk Area School District will be able to find victory here in the PIEA. We will be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
Doorstep, and they had 3.5 minutes to get there, so it feels like it should be doable. And that's gonna be big from Astro to be able to clean things up shortly. That buys enough space. Oh, win for the pin on the Ramantra. Not gonna be successful in that regard.
Into off the map, right? But gonna be Connor Zombie getting the headshots on that Tracer. There goes the Zenyatta, and it looks like Rich Cyber are just walking in line. Coalescence on top of that will be the kicker to this ball composition. And just like that, the numbers are in the favor of Hempfield.
He was so close to getting out of there too. That's a big blizzard coming in from Funsize, able to freeze about 4 out of 5 teammates.
They don't, and they're gonna have to go up against Dave's continued rush. Physics finds a way to get out, charges towards the mini pack, but that pummel does in fact go through that big old shield of the Reinhardt. So as you can see, it's very easy.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide. Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, yeah.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
In the meantime, JoJo, both supports down for Westmont Hilltop, and Penn Manor just doesn't miss a beat in this. I mean, talk about a team playing almost flawlessly here together. As we congratulate them with a big GG's. It was a hard-fought day by Central Buck South and Westmont Hilltop as they put on one heck of a show for us. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner, and Penn Manor closes it out in dominating fashion.
Aggression. We're going to be seeing the fight coming out from the Venture. There's going to be the wall coming on from the Baptiste, but Leaf versus Bull going to be able to find a double kill with the ultimate, make it a quadra, make it a penta. But you can't call them losers just yet. We see the overclock getting popped. Artie finds one, continuing their domination. Oh my God, Q! Artie unable to be stopped, dominating the battlefield.
Buck South, but they have now regained it by taking out the Cassidy. The anti-nade falls onto the Bastion, and with that being said, it is just a matter of cleaning up the front and back line.
Zamir, just dive forward.
Auto Blasters get used alongside the Death Blossom. I mean, that is just a free entryway for Wrong Long.
2 HP, now 0. And slamming the back, walking out of spawn. Oma Sensor simply not allowed to breathe.
This is disrespectful. The tank is the one doing the fight. You can see like DPS players doing this sometimes if they're on a tracer. One gets found, two gets found. Both DPS are down for the count. Make it a triple, make it a quadra. Silence gonna bring this team back on into the driver's seat.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
doorstep, and they had 3.5 minutes to get there, so it feels like it should be doable. And that's going to be big from Astro to be able to clean things up shortly. That buys enough space. Oh, win for the pin on the Ramantra. Not going to be successful in that regard.
Into off the map, really off the map, right? But gonna be Connor Zombie getting the headshots on that Tracer. There goes the Zenyatta, and it looks like Reach Cyber are just walking in line. Coalescence on top of that will be the kicker to this ball composition, and just like that, the numbers are in the favor of Hempfield.
He was so close to getting out of there too. That's a big blizzard coming in from Funsize, able to freeze about 4 out of 5 teammates.
They don't, and they're gonna have to go up against Dave's continuing rush. Physics finds a way to get out, charges towards the mini pack, but that pummel does in fact go through that big old shield of the Reinhardt. So as you can see, it's very easy.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon Ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide. Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top maps.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No. Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals,
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
In the meantime, JoJo, both supports down for Westmont Hilltop, and Penn Manor just doesn't miss a beat in this. I mean, talk about a team playing almost flawlessly here together. As we congratulate them with a big GG's. It was a hard-fought day by Central Buck South and Westmont Hilltop as they put on one heck of a show for us. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner, and Penn Manor closes it out in dominating fashion.
Aggression. We're going to be seeing the fight coming out from the Venture. There's going to be the wall coming on from the Baptiste, but Leaf versus Bull going to be able to find a double kill with the ultimate, make it a quadra, make it a penta. But you can't call them losers just yet. We see the overclock getting popped. Artie finds one, continuing their domination. Oh my god, Q! Artie unable to be stopped, dominating the battlefield.
South, but they have now regained it by taking out the Cassidy. The anti-nade falls onto the Bastion, and with that being said, it is just a matter of cleaning up the front and back line.
Here, just dive forward.
Auto Glasses get used alongside the Death Blossom. I mean, that is just a free entryway for Wrong Long.
2 HP, now 0. And slamming the back, walking out of spawn. Homa Center simply not allowed to breathe.
This is disrespectful. The tank is the one doing the fight. You can see like DPS players doing this sometimes if they're on a tracer. One gets found, two gets found. Both DPS are down for the count. Make it a triple, make it a quadra. Silence gonna bring this team back on into the driver's seat.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different, makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
Hey guys, a little bit longer than expected. We took a bit of a break. We're back, however. Game number 2, bit different than what we originally imagined, as it will be going over to the Division 3 for our second game of the night. Westmont Hilltop taking on Montgomery area for our second series of the day, the last series of the day as of now. And we'll see who's going to be able to find the win. We are going to be seeing same map, same cycles as the last time. And Act on E-Man, how are you feeling about this kind of idea of going from the Lisheng Tower over to the Flashpoint?
You know, I think that it's just a really big shift in terms of like map knowledge and map everything. I'd say, you know, when it comes to Flashpoint or things like or Lisheng Tower, maps like that, like Control, it's just you have to like kind of go into it with like a different game plan, a different mindset entirely. And you know, that's something that it's hard to come by, it's hard to go ahead and master, but once you do that, you just are a force to be reckoned with. So that's honestly what I think about it. You just have to be ready for it whenever you hop in.
Yeah, the fast-paced, action-packed game modes of that Flashpoint, it certainly does beg the question of how they are going to be able to come back, and we'll have to wait and see. Certainly a situation where both teams are going to be locked and loaded coming on into this series, as well, we are going to be starting off on the map of Garden to bring us into this best of 3. The compositions will be awakened as we do open the gates. It does seem as if some pretty standard stuff comes out on both sides. Only thing that kind of brings a little bit of a scratch to my head is gonna be that DPS line over on the Montgomery area.
I mean, Reaper Widow? That's gotta be something, right? I think that's okay for quick play. But who knows? Maybe they're gonna make it work here.
I'm just thinking, like, where's this Widow going to be setting up? Are they going to go for the high ground on the left side? Will they try and make something else happen? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but we are going to be seeing a Josh Weed on this Widowmaker, looking to just go with the rest of the pack, organizing a strategy over towards left. Never mind. Diverging away, looking to revolt from the rest of the options, but oh my god, a double kill comes in from the tactical grenade as Alien Dog able to pick up this first fight for the side of Westmont Hilltop.
Ooh, and I saw Beige Ogre trying to go ahead and kite over towards that health back there, but looks like Indie Music was just there in the nick of time to go ahead and secure that, and that's going to be the point. Getting captured for the team of Westmont Hilltop. We begin the second fight here. Mercy's going to take a couple shots over towards the Ramatra, and there's also one person over on the right side not kind of being contested. It's the Kiriko. Allen Dog taking a couple shots towards them, but they have to fall back entirely, stopping or halting this push from main bridge. And we see Allen Dog backing up a lot to try to take control of this space that they have here with the use of range. And it's a Reaper 1v1 right now over towards the bridge as some more is fighting going in. And there's the Bastion form coming in from Allen Dog, just spraying down the line, picking up 1 and 2. But Cornus is there to go and get the res off on Justin. Indie Music is there to pick up Cornus, and Josh's the weave falls off the map, I think. Do is there to go and take up Justin and
a little
Indie
bit
Music.
of stagger. Is Indie Music going to be able to pick up another kill? The Wraith coming in, Westmont Hilltop conceding this aggression, at least for a little bit, biding their time as they have that Annihilation pulled up.
Annihilation is ready. We do also have the Bastion Ultimate almost there as well. We're inching closer and closer towards a couple support ults, so about 50% on both of them. On the opposite side, there's not really a lot of ult economy at all for the side of Montgomery. And there's the Bastion that's going to go to get ignited.
Yeah, there is the articles firing on all cylinders. As now we look towards Montgomery, looking to try and get a little bit of value. However, stuck in their spawn. Certainly seeming as if there's a little for this roster to be able to make happen.
Dude's gonna pick up 2. That's both supports down, and they're just making it a clinic right now, just running into the spawn's face. They have to press form and use that block to go and get out in time, but the Roadhog is just inching closer and closer to him. He has to be careful with that. And the Annihilation is gonna go ahead and get ignited there. The heal has already been used as Beige Force falls, and Indie Music picks up 2 more, and 1 more is gonna go ahead and fall to do as the round is gonna go ahead and go to Westmont Hilltop.
Consolation prize for Westmont Hilltop, able to pick up a flurry of extra kills towards the end. However, not going to be for much value as this round was already in their hands. Montgomery makes a couple swaps, looking to go for this Moira with the Ana in the backline. A very high output healing composition. However, whether or not it will find the impact needed against the insane DPS coming out of Westmont Hilltop, certainly something we will have to wait and see for. The Reinhardt will be swapped in, Tracer as well, getting taken off of the Bastion, making a couple choices last minute, going to be avoiding the Reinhardt 1v1, instead opting in for this Ramatra to be potentially the last point of map 1. Certainly seems to like it. Montgomery gonna need a massive change in tempo if they want to be able to bring this back, as the speed that they were playing at last time did not go their way, and it seems as if that might continue this time as well.
Indie Music is there to pick up 2 with Brawl form, just running at the enemy team as Alien Dog's able to pick up Cronus, and then we have Do trying to go up against that that Reinhardt right there. They were able to get away with that pedal platform, and then the team is there to take out John, and that is going to be the point going over towards Westmont Hilltop again.
Strong stance being taken as Montgomery going to be on the back foot without a doubt. We are going to be seeing the sleep connected due to head on a little bit of a back foot, forcing out of the Wraith. Josh down. Certainly not the position you want to be in. And we actually are going to be seeing the pin coming through, not able to connect, both fire strikes extinguished. And now we will just look towards this Reinhardt from Montgomery getting kind of railed out of commission.
And now we have John going up against a Tracer there as the rest of the team is going to fall. It is all up to them to go ahead and do it on their own. See if they can get a couple exit frags here, but they are not able to do so as Indie Music is there to pick them up. A nice little double kill right there. And wow, a crazy strong performance from Westmont Hilltop. Montgomery does have a tire online, almost close to a shatter. If they keep this Reinhardt, they could make some great plays pretty soon. But the Annihilation is going to go to get ignited from Indie Music, able to pick up the Juno as well as the Mercy, and they're just going on a rampage for the rest of it. That's a 3rd kill. Can they find 1 more? Beige Dog or Ogre's going to pick up Fallen. However, answering back is Indie Music. Misses the pin, unfortunately. A couple fire strikes go in, but you cannot shield that damage. unfortunately, Indie Music's been able to pick up Cronus and pushing up even more up on Page Ogre. He's still alive and finally falls to do. And Indie Music still on that rampage, gets another form and still running in the spawn of Montgomery.
At this point, Montgomery looking for even a kill to go their way, and it seems as if that is going to be more than they can ask for, but actually will not, as there is going to be the firing squad raining down. Indie Music, however, being that shine to be able to bring the darkness down, as Westmont Hilltop secures map number 1, 2-0, complete shutout with 200%, not losing even a bit.
Oh, goodness gracious. That was a very, very incredible performance that I saw right there. It seemed like Montgomery just were a little out of sync in that last game. It seemed like they just weren't all on the same page. And that might have been, the key deterrent.
Certainly seemed like a bit of a detriment. That is to say the least. Montgomery. See whether or not they can come back, but as of now, it certainly looks as if Westmont Hilltop has taken a dominant stance in regards to game number 1. Game number 2, something massive must change, whether or not that is role swaps, whether or not that is player swaps. I'm not sure how many players are going to be in that roster lineup. However, certainly you'd like it to be more than just the little amounts, as currently we are just going to be seeing both teams kind of having that time to be able to prep, find where they want to go. It will be Montgomery area's pick. They get to disclose what map they'd like. However, Westmont Hilltop will get actually nothing. This isn't a hybrid. This isn't an escort where they get the side pick. So it doesn't give them any favors. That olive branch will not be extended to them. Instead, Montgomery area just going to be able to kind of get every advantage they would have liked, excluding, put it in a 5v1.
Most definitely. We do have a little bit of changes coming in for some of the roles here. For Westmont Hilltop, we have put Dean on tank, it seems. No, excuse me, Dean to DPS, excuse me, and Do is going to be switching over to tank. So it's a little bit of a change there. We'll see how that one goes for the next round. I'm interested to see that one as well. I mean, considering that Do showed a strong performance over on the Reaper in the DPS role, I'm excited to see how they fare in the tank role, With that being my main role, I'm kind of really passionate about it, so I'm excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, changing up the tanks, the keystone of the team, gonna be moving over, as it will give them at least a little bit of extra options to be able to make some kind of change in the playbook. We'll see whether or not that will be able to pay out dividends, whether or not it will possibly fall in a concession. Certainly there's going to be a lot of options regarding what kind of tank they are going to be pulling out. You'd imagine that they are going to try and find something different rather than that Ramatra Reinhardt we saw repetitively being picked up last game. This time it is certainly could go either way.
I do say so myself. I'm really happy that, or at least I'm really excited to see how this Flashpoint goes. Do you think we're gonna go back to Junkertown, or do you think maybe we're gonna pick another Flashpoint map? Maybe I want you to guess which one do you think it's gonna be?
Probably Junkertown.
Really? Okay.
I think when you kind of consider lower to mid elo teams, considerably most will be picking up that kind of simpler map that is just so brawl focused. And I think that is just kind of like an inherent bonus when you are playing against it, as you know what you're going to be looking towards. You know what's going to be kind of towards the meta. That's going to shift what teams are going to be opting into. And if something does change, maybe there's a world we see something like a... I don't even know, because I don't think any of the other Flashpoint maps are going to be picked, as there's a couple different changes within the verticality that you will have to be able to adopt towards, or else your opponents might just be able to do it first, and it will be a little bit of a hindrance to be able to deal with it. And when you're put into that awkward position, it really does leave with a lot of kind of rough spots. However, it does seem like I was wrong. We are going to the newest map in the pool. So Montgomery area, I do like the idea from them, as they are going to be moving towards a newer map with kind of less time to be able to prep for it. Westmont Hilltop might be able to get caught on a curveball.
Most definitely. That new map is definitely going to be something that we'll see if people, are able to stand in, are able to perform in, because with this being a new map, not many practice time is allotted for this. So we'll see how they use the maps, their own map knowledge and the knowledge entirely of Overwatch, since how they secure this game.
We are going to be seeing Montgomery taking Cronus over off the support onto the tank position. We're also going to be seeing the Symmetra swapped off, swapping onto the Symmetra off of the Widowmaker. So certainly a newly formed action conforming to the standards of the current Overwatch meta. We actually are going to be getting indie music leaving the game, so a little bit of a surprise. I thought they certainly were a player who had a little bit of impact in one of the kind of bigger focuses for Westmont Hilltop. So now that they're not there, I'm kind of curious to see what they are going to be able to fight with. But the firepower seems to still be there as Alien Dog is picking up a triple kill.
That seems like the Bastion is just something that people cannot counter against. That Bastion form is just ripping through the entire team, as we saw from Alien Dog there with that little triple kill. Nice performance right there. As we gear up for the next fight, we see Alien Dog taking a little bit of an aggressive higher angle, meeting the team first, taking a couple shots in the bomb as well, but falling back a little bit once the Ravenous Vortex comes out. And there's Winston with the bubble and the leap, and Reuse is able to pick out the Lucio. That's no more speed for Montgomery's side. Suzu's gonna go and get ignited. Almost, not quite yet, excuse me. As the rest of the brawl is gonna go and come out, and Do is gonna pick up Justin. A little bit of an overstep from Justin's side, but you do kind of want to be in the face of a Winston if you are a Reaper. Some more shots going in, as we do have the...
Oh, big artillery fire coming on through, able to pick up 2. Both supports off the board. Cronus as well, going to be dropping on down. The Alien Dog to pick up a 4K. As Westmont Hilltop now going to just continue to run through their opponents, marching this first point in their favor.
As we tick up to 93%, it's probably just gonna, yeah, as you said, it's gonna go ahead and go in their favor. They just can't spawn in time. We're gonna go ahead and go over to the next flashpoint. We have Krona swapping over to the Mauga. Kind of like that swap a little bit. And we do also have this Sombra that we just saw a little bit ago. Winston's gonna fall down, as well as Fallen, gonna fall down to low HP, but not able to fall. Dean picking up John, though. It looks like they're gonna try to take out the Mauga as well, as we see Do coming in to save the day, as Alien Dog's able to pick up Josh, though. And as we see this tank fight, unfortunately, Cronus is gonna go and fall to Alien Dog, and the flashpoint is gonna go ahead and lock in 10 seconds. That brawl was really quick, as the teams go over to the next point.
Montgomery swapping over. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to pay out dividends just yet, but with the point in their hands, looking to collapse. We'll see what they can pick up. Westmont Hilltop looking to be the challengers, fighting their way on in, finding the first. Alien Dog spraying their opponents, hitting the back with these bullets coming on through. Doo Head picking up another, as Westmont Hilltop instantly regains their composure. Montgomery area, unfortunately, going to be secluded, and that will be another win for the Westmont Hilltop roster.
And right now we do have 5 ultimates online, excuse me, for Westmont Hilltop, as opposed to almost 2 on Montgomery's side. Definitely ult economy difference right here, and I'm excited to see how they're going to use these. Initially there's going to be the Bastion ults going in onto the Genji, but able to find the Genji with the last one, and there's a Moira on Johnny going up against Alien Dog, not able to do a lot of damage, and they weren't able to get it right with the fade as they fall. Josh, though, able to trade back on Dean and picking up almost one more, as Life was going to fall way back, and there's a Bastion form coming in to run through everybody. And they find them on the flank. And here comes Do trying to go ahead and secure everything else. Securico's gonna have that TP ignited, so they can't go and get away from that Winston in their face. Mauga, somewhere. There they are from the main side, as Rios is able to pick up Justin. And Do with the big leap over on Mauga and Moira, doing all the damage necessary as Mauga falls to 1 HP and is gonna go and fall to Fallen. Second point going to Westmont Hilltop as they keep on brawling over towards Montgomery spawn.
We are going to be seeing the Echo swap coming out. Montgomery just trying to make some kind of adaptation to bring them to the front foot. However, Alien Dog able to pick up their counterpart in Josh's Weeda. And that's just as well to conclude another team wipe, as Westmont Hilltop eliminating all their opponents with ease, as there is going to be the gauge fight. And I mean, they did get the stagger.
They did, yeah. Cage Fight did miss, however. So he just kind of stood there for a second. Some more shots going in. Running in, though, they are really low on HP and inside that shield. There's no way you can survive that, unfortunately. The point is going to go and get captured, though, by Justin on Montgomery's side. Oh, just when I said that, the caster's curse hit and Winston jumped on the point to contest and stopped the ticks from going up, and there's all the progress gone as Justin is going to go ahead and fall to the Winston.
Westmont Hilltop certainly looking at the front point of this standings, and beyond that, they're also certainly looking like a team that is going to be able to contest for that championship. The artillery fire is going to be coming in. However, Alien Dog still maintains their composure, finds a double kill, shooting kunais into the skull of Coronas. It's followed up by Justin, sprayed down by Dean. It leaves Westmont Hilltop with the point in their hands once more as they pick up 50%.
50%'s been picked up, and there's some more brawling over towards the spawn area as Dean is going to go and ignite Visor, get as many kills as they can. One's going to go and go down, that's Josh, and the Tree of Life is going to go and get ignited to continue this fight in the face of Montgomery as Dean is still pumping out damage, and there's a Consignment Rush as well. Looks like Doohead with the Primal Rage is able to pick up one, and Alien Dog and Dean are able to pick up one as well. It's going to be the Bastion ignited, but not able to find anybody. Dean able to pick up one more, and Reuse is there to pick up the last, as the point and the map and the series will go to Westmont Hilltop.
Westmont Hilltop 3-0 within the Penn Conference, takes it up to 4 as they maintain their spot as the #1 school within Division 3 of the Overwatch 2025-2026 fall season. And on the other side, Montgomery area still going to be in the standings as the #3, #4 team. Regardless, they will have that chance to be able to make playoffs, more likely than not, as certainly both these two teams are going to be able to put up a massive performance. However, you take it down a notch when you look towards these two teams. It really was Westmont Hilltop, and especially Alien Dog is a massive playmaker for this roster, consistently being at the top of that damage leaderboard on the Bastion, piloting such a difficult champion. It really does leave you with the question in your mind, how do they do it? But Westmont Hilltop, they made it work in the end, and seems as if they are going to be going up even higher within the standings.
I just want to say that I feel like Montgomery just weren't really on the same page when it came to their plays. You know, they did have great plays and great ideas, but they just needed to be on the same wavelength. And that's something that I just noticed a lot throughout the games, is that it seems like a lot of different players were acting on their own or not waiting for their team, or different things like that. And I think that was the biggest detriment for their team. But regardless, they still are pretty good in the standing. They can still make the playoffs, as you said, and it was still a sight to behold. I won't lie. I loved this series. This is great.
Absolutely was, but that will be doing it for us here on the PIEA for today. Make sure to come back tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. There will be esports happening on this channel each and every day of the week, so certainly something you're going to want to come back for, something you're going to want to stay tuned for. Ladies and gentlemen, though, that has been it from us here on the channel. Thank you to Act On E-Man coming on in, making this a fun experience for us, the viewers, as well as everyone involved. High Tech Lowlife for being the coolest producer ever to ever do it ever.
And thank you, Cherry, for also being here as well. It was great to cast with you as well.
But unfortunately, neither of us are on par with not Act On E-Man, sorry, High Tech Lowlife. High Tech Lowlife is the GOAT, the absolute most brilliant, intellectual, handsome, something else probably, but they are certainly down there pressing buttons, making the stream work. So you got to give props where props are due. Thank you to the teams. Westmont Hilltop certainly going to be looking good, as well as the winner of our first match. Let me find it. I forgot the names. Oh my god, how funny is that? Spring Grove putting up a massive performance, finally finding their footing within the season. So both these two teams certainly looking good. The opposition did well, however the firepower just too much to handle. That was it though. Thank you all so much for staying tuned. We'll see you next time. Peace out.